Have you ever played a video game and then suddenly experienced an unsettling feeling? You might not be able to describe it or even explain why you had that particular feeling. You could feel fear, loneliness, or even depression. This phenomenon could be caused by what is known as binaural beats. For those unfamiliar, a binaural beat is basically an auditory illusion caused by two separate sound waves, one in the right ear and one in the left ear. It is said that these particular frequencies can cause your brain to release certain chemicals or even play tricks on your mind, making you question what is real and what is not. It should be no secret that some games actually use these binaural beats. This is a list of the 5 freakiest games that allegedly use binaural beats. Allegedly. Number 5, Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice. This indie title revolves around a woman, Senua, who battles dementia amongst other demons. The developers of this series, Ninja Theory, did their research and developed a game that makes you feel like you are facing dementia along with Senua. I've actually covered this game more in depth on my series, Creepy Gaming. Check out that episode for more. Number 4, The Impatient. Much like the previous installment on our list, this game uses binaural beats to mimic your in-game character's downward spiral into madness. The Impatient actually features a major spoiler that I won't reveal on this list. So, sorry, but the less said about it, the better. Moving on! Number 3, Polybius VR. This one, I'll admit, unlike the previous 2 entries, the developers of this game didn't outright say that they used binaural beats, but it would not surprise me in the least if they did. If you didn't know, Polybius VR is a modern-day remake of an old video game urban legend. I've made a few videos on it if you wish to know more about it. This game was developed to mess with your senses, especially sight and sound. And it does. I mean, just look at this! Because this game's mission was to blatantly and, quite frankly, fuck with your mind, it makes number 3 on this list. Number 2, Pokemon Red and Green. This entry is based on another older video game urban legend. Classic Generation 1 Pokemon players will most likely remember the morbid Lavender Town. This disturbing location features, well, none other than the Lavender Town theme, the music in question. According to legend, the Japanese versions of the game, known as Red and Green over there, featured binaural beats. Shortly after the game's release, there were stories of kids between the ages of 8 and 18 that were feeling the effects of what was later coined Lavender Town Syndrome. Allegedly, these individuals claimed to feel depressed and even suicidal. Now, whether the last part of the story is true or merely a tall tale, I do know this much for certain. The Lavender Town theme was changed, for whatever reason, for the Western audience in Pokemon Red and the now retitled Pokemon Blue. Now, before we get to number 1, let's take a look at our list so far. Number 5, Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice. Number 4, The Impatient. Number 3, Mindfuck, the game. Number 2, Pokemon Red and Green, Japanese release. And now it's time for number 1. Okay, so hear me out. One of the most disturbing thoughts behind binaural beats is the fact that you could be listening to them without even knowing. This raises the question, what other games or forms of media have been putting binaural beats in their products? Making this a special entry, number 1, the games we don't even know about. It's a pretty creepy notion when you stop to think about it. What horror games have you played that secretly used binaural beats? Not even that. What other types of games have you played that featured binaural beats without your knowing? I personally believe in a little transparency. That's why I respect the developers behind Hellblade and The Impatient for letting players know right up front, hey, we're going to use some binaural beats, okay? Either way, just the mere thought that, I don't know, 60%, 70%, 80%, maybe even as high as 90% of the video games that you play could use binaural beats, and you not even know it. Well, I think that's going to do it for me today. I hope you all sleep well tonight. If you'd like to, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at xmulletmikex. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed. I am Mullet Mike. Thank you as always. Peace!
Wow! Dun 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 dun. Batman!
I love you, Paxton.
I love Daddy! Dun dun.
That's all I needed to hear.
Recorded, Daddy.
Are you done? All right. Say cut.
Cut.